Firefighting is dangerous work, yet we're all familiar with the techniques of firefighting operations. How many of us, though, can say that we're completely comfortable with rope operations or rescue harness operations that we use to protect our own lives and to save the lives of others? The equipment, the rope, the metal, and webbing used in the harnesses are the best that technology and engineering can provide. Can you say the same about your skills in using them properly? I'm Dennis Smith. As a result of my years of firefighting, I've come to appreciate the numerous skills and knowledge that most firefighters have at their command. This program deals with one of these important skills, rescue procedures, using rope and rope harness systems for rescue. As one of the Firehouse video training series, this program is designed to become a part of your department's ongoing training effort in specialized rescue practices. Notice the word practice, which is exactly what you must do. Practice. The knowledge of these skills and proper use of equipment are your best allies when rescuing victims using rope, harnesses, or a combination of these important tools.
Successful rescue requires sound judgment, common sense, and solid leadership from the officer in charge. Safety in any emergency operation is essential, especially in training.
Because the ropes will run through the back of the
Proper attitudes towards safety and training prepares rescue personnel to be alert at all times, not to take any unnecessary risks, and to wear full protective clothing. Coordination among members of the rescue team is also essential. You must practice as a team to work as a team. Planning and training is critical to the outcome of the rescue effort. Finally, many rescue situations also constitute medical emergencies. Firefighters should be trained in first aid techniques if emergency medical technicians are not available. Rope is one of the more versatile tools that rescue personnel have. Some of the common uses are for lowering, lifting and securing equipment, and roping off emergency scenes from intrusion. But before these firefighters put this rope away, let's take a closer look at it. Rope is comprised of several smaller strands of fibers. The most common fiber is manila, a natural fiber, but synthetic fiber is becoming widely used because of its increased strength and mildew resistance. Regardless of the kind of rope your department uses, each should meet the most current standard established by the National Fire Protection Association, NFPA 1983, Fire Service Life Safety Rope, Harnesses, and Hardware. Rope meeting this standard provides for a reasonable degree of safety for use in rescue situations. But don't rely only on the standard to make sure that your rope will always be capable of supporting you and those who depend on you. It's up to you. To ensure that the rope you use in an emergency situation will perform as you expect, each rope in your department, and particularly on your apparatus, should be properly selected, prepared, used, maintained, and stored. The proper selection of rope is important, of course, when it is purchased, but selection is also critical for the application. Before selecting a rope for a particular use, consider its properties, the conditions under which it will be used, the anticipated load, and the length needed to complete the job. Each rope must be prepared for use. This is especially important for its initial use. Before putting the rope into service, you should follow the manufacturer's recommendations, which might include uncoiling, unkinking, tying or burning the rope ends to prevent unraveling, and providing the proper storage methods. Obviously, the rope is meant to be used in difficult situations, but like any other tool, it can be abused. When using rope, avoid sharp bends, sharp edges of metal or building materials, and rough surfaces. The rope also should not be subjected to dirt and grit, extreme heat or cold, excessive sunlight or moisture, and synthetic rope should not be allowed to rub against itself under tension. This generates extreme heat from friction, which can cause it to fail. After each use, and periodically in storage, inspect each life safety rope throughout its entire length for any of the following: broken strands or fibers, cuts or abrasions, melted or charred spots, stiffness, chemical damage, discolorations, and dust or powder that might indicate fiber deterioration. The main idea of caring for rope is to protect it from abuse before use. For this reason, the proper storage of rope is essential. Rope should be stored in a cool, dry, and well-ventilated location. And just as you see here, rope should be stored either tied in a self-contained coil or coiled inside a bag. The bag will provide added protection from chemicals, sunlight, and abrasion. Remember, for rope and rescue systems to be reliable, it's up to you to make sure that each rope in your department, and particularly on your apparatus, is properly selected, prepared, used, maintained, and stored. To effectively use rope, you need to be able to tie a few basic knots, nothing fancy. But besides knowing how the knots are tied, you must also know knots to use in particular situations and what the limitations of the knots may be. We won't be able to show you every knot used by rescue personnel, but we will start you out with a few of the basic knots from which other knots are formed. Watching these knots being tied here is fine for a start, but you must tie the knots yourself until you can do so quickly and under various conditions. For that reason, you may want to watch as the knot is being tied. You can stop the tape, tie the knot, and replay the tape to check your progress. Once you've mastered these basics, you'll want to progress onto the other knots that your department uses. A bight is one of the basic parts of a knot. It's formed by simply bending the rope back on itself like this. An overhand loop is formed when the two sides of the bight are crossed. A round turn is formed by continuing to bend the rope like this. One word of caution. Since knots are formed by bending the rope so that one part of the rope pulls against itself, the sharp bends necessary to prevent the rope from slipping reduce the strength of the rope at each bend, some knots as much as 50%. The two ends of the ropes are the running end, used to form the knot, and the standing end, used for the work of securing, pulling, or lifting. In a rescue situation, it's preferred to use a few simple knots that can be tied and untied quickly, and speed comes only from practice and use. One of the basic knots is the clove hitch, used to fasten rope to an object. To tie the clove hitch, pass the running end over the loop like this, around the object, and thread it through the loop of the standing end.
Okay, take it out. Just give it a second. Got it.
The figure-8 knot is used to increase the size of the rope to prevent it from running through an eye or sheave. It is tied by forming a small overhand loop in the end. The running end is then passed under the standing end and back down through the loop, like this. The figure 8 on a bight is a simple way of making a loop anywhere on a rope. Used for attaching a hoisting line to a Stokes basket, this is a very strong knot, yet it can be easily untied. Let's watch that again. These were just a few of the basic knots that you'll use again and again in rescue work. Others include the square knot,
Swim down.
the bowline, the bowline on a bight, and the rescue sling. Once you've mastered these basic knots, you'll be able to operate safer and more efficiently in rescue situations like this.
Okay, look at him.
In this simulated rescue, team members will be using ropes and harnesses along with other pieces of equipment. Your instructor will provide additional information on using the equipment in various situations.
Makes Let's flag. Pull up that slack. Keep pulling your slack. It won't hurt us.
Remember, the 3 basic steps to developing skills in the use of rope and rescue systems are: know the special characteristics of rope and harnesses, master the basic knots and the ones that your department uses, and practice these skills until you perform them quickly and in different situations. Most of the rope that you will use in emergencies will be classified as utility rope or work rope. But there is another rope that is of particular importance to rescue personnel: life safety rope, or the lifeline. The NFPA standard makes very clear the requirements for rope designated as life safety rope. A one-person rope has a maximum working strength of not less than 300 pounds, and a two-person rope a maximum working strength of not less than 600 pounds. And each life safety rope shall be constructed of virgin fiber. This means that if a finish is applied to the fibers during production, it should not cause undue slipperiness. Specific braking strengths, circumference, and weights of both 1- and 2-person lifelines are also important considerations. Since your life, and perhaps one other life, may depend on the rope, make sure that life safety ropes meet the standard and are properly stored and maintained. If any lifeline is used, it should be used only once for rescue. Following the rescue effort, it should be discarded or used only as a utility rope. Watch carefully how the lifelines are used in this rescue training scene and the precautions used in attaching and using the lifeline.
Be support sector. You gotta have a helmet figure as well. Okay.
In this simulation of a rescue from the outside of a building, the rescue team will be using safety harnesses, lifelines, and other specialized equipment.
We should be on our way up there in about 10 minutes. Okay. Well, from what we've had on the ground, it appears everything's okay with the running and just hanging up there. Apparently got stuck doing a job. Okay, we have to get that right. Okay, got it. Pop up in the back. Okay. How you doing? What's your name? Okay. Rescue the command. We have vocalist a victim. He appears to be okay. We're getting ready to throw ropes now. Okay, Aaron, go ahead and throw. Safe there. Thank you. Coming down. Doing now. How you doing, mister? Okay. Okay, I got a safety strap here. That safety line's going to protect you. Okay. Yeah, just hook to, now you hook to me. You can't go anywhere. I'm going to take my belay line here. Put this on you and I'm going to roll you on down. Good. Yeah. Hang on. Okay, we have securities on our rope. This rope is no longer involved. Disconnected now. Bring him on down. Hey, Mike, ready to lower. We get down to him. Okay, we get you between the legs here. All right. Okay, Mike, lower. Good, good, Mike, real good. You watch your feet there. Get about 10 feet to go. How you doing? Okay. Rescue to command victim down without injury. Stop command and treatment. Go take a look at that.
Often, rescue personnel must work without continuous communications with each other. This occurs when radio contact is difficult, when visual contact is not possible, or even voice communications are ineffective because of noise levels. In these cases, they need to practice giving and recognizing a few standard rope signals by the number of tugs given to the rope. One tug on the rope means "Is everything okay?" when the officer cannot see the rescuer. Or when given from the rescuer, one tug means "okay." Two tugs, when made from the outside, means "advance." Or when made by the rescuer on the inside, means "give me more line so I can advance." Three tugs on the rope when made from the outside mean "turn back." Or when given by the rescuer on the inside, "take in the line, I'm backing out." And four tugs mean "help." When given from the outside, four tugs tell the rescuer to get out at once. Or when given by the rescuer from the inside, mean "I need assistance." As you can see, it's important that everyone on the rescue team understand these signals, as well as knowing the proper use of rope. Rescuers and other workers who must enter a confined space should use a lifeline and wear a life safety harness. The NFPA standard classifies life safety harnesses in three major classes. A Class 1 harness fastens around the waist like this. Sometimes known as a ladder belt, pompier belt, or safety belt, this harness is designed for securing the wearer to a ladder or emergency escape line. The belt is designed for use by only one person. A Class 2 line safety harness fastens around the waist and thighs or buttocks like this. It is designed for rescue where loads may be encountered from two people, the rescuer and the victim. The Class 3 harness is similar to the Class 2. It also fastens around the waist, thighs, or buttocks, but it also goes over the shoulders. This type of harness is used for two-person loads and when there is a chance that inverting may occur. The care and storage of harnesses is very similar to that of rope. Life safety harnesses are a very specialized piece of rescue equipment, and they should receive the best of care. Periodic inspections, plus strict adherence to the manufacturer's recommendations, is your best bet. Now watch as this rescue team uses ropes and harnesses to rescue a person overcome by fumes.
You start me immediately.
You should learn to anticipate problems that you'll encounter in various situations and to adapt equipment to fulfill your specific needs.
Going. What happened? Oh. Each one take a leg. Richie, we'll put them on 100% O2 right away. All right. All the way, high flow, Rich. Got the hardest down. Take the oxygen off for the trip upstairs. We're gonna be out of here in a minute. Okay. Lift them up. Hey, get ready with that, Stokes. Okay. Hold on. Okay, that's it. Are we all set? That's it. Two on the head. On the other side, Paul. Two. Ready, lift. Watch your footing, Paul. Okay?
Key points to remember are to use the rope or harnesses appropriate for the rescue situation and work as a team. Be familiar with each aspect of the total rescue effort. Like the rescue team, rope and rescue systems work best together. Taking care of the equipment and regular practice with other members of your department are the best and safest combination for success. The proper application of ropes and safety harnesses calls for continued training and practice. Through effective training, you will be able to use these systems in an efficient and coordinated manner.